If we want make salon before change the attitude. Salon, if we want make salon before change the attitude. So then we left Umbo Sayelai, and for that we sabi wasan, we go eat money and the man. Each man in a candle, no today. You go get after, now will you be mine and you get me. So let me left to go silent, and for that we come be there. for change the attitude. Salomon, if you want to Salomon for change the attitude. Salomon, if you want to Salomon for change the attitude. Back with it all, say our fault. Back with it all, say our fault. Back with it all, say our fault. Papa they go back with it all, say our fault. Our fault, and that's like when Salomon, if we want it, Salomon, for change the attitude. Salomon, if we want it, Salomon, for change the attitude. Salomon, if we want it, Salomon, for change the attitude.
MacFoy on mute. MacFoy on mute. MacFoy on mute.
On mute, are we live? Good evening, Mifambulem. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, whatever we day. My name is Alusine MacFoy. Again, this is not all our politics from Diaspora Voices. I think I don't need to introduce myself again. And most of the people who are on the panel, them, we all sabi them. But I will just begin in 30 seconds to introduce yourself. If I start with you, Mr. Spur. Mr. Spur, you're on mute. Okay, let's start with Mr. Thonkla. Yeah, introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. Welcome to all viewers across the world. Welcome and thank you for watching, as always. Well, I'm Chief Alhaji Thonkla Bangura from the UK. Now I'm the panelist. We ready, as always, for giving a quality representation. And we'll make sure say tonight we'll continue to discuss the issue we at the moment in the crypto country when I rape. We'll try our best for more offer our expertise them with all the talent we this forum the offer. So for this offer, I will pass back the body to the host, Mina Alhaji Thonkla Bangura. Thank you very much.
The audio break up too much. I mean, I hear anything.
Mr. Spur, introduce yourself, please.
Hello?
Yes, introduce yourself, please.
The audio break up too much. I mean, I hear nothing from here.
With me, audio the break. Mr. Thonkla, you get me clear? Mr. Sesay, you get me clear?
Yeah, I get it clear.
Okay, so Mr. Spur has something on your side. I will check your connectivity. Mr. Sesay, introduce yourself, please.
Viewers, my name is Ahmed. Sesay. Once more, I want to tell you thank you for patronize with we. As usual, una feel free for comment and give una take as well on the issues. With the debate issues of national importance, and but we all heavily rely perhaps una contribution can spark a debate and can twist the fate of the debate. So we encourage you now for participate. Once more, my name is Ahmed Sesay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then next, Ms. Josephine.
Good evening. My name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation and also a criminologist. I'm really happy for this panel today. And I hope we all go learn from each other and put our ideas together for see how we can help the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Sadin.
Good evening, viewers. This is Abdul. Been a regular participant in this program. I tell you thank you. I hope you will contribute because this is about Sierra Leone. It's about national issues. Contribution will make the difference as well. So once more, welcome in all. We will really watch this program. God bless you all. Thank you, Mr. MacFoy.
Mr. Spur, we don't get you.
Yeah, I'm here now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Mina Muame Hassan Sano, commonly known as Spur. Mina a regular participant. We start this program now. Initially we started as Inside Salon. Myself, Chief Sesay, Almac, and unfortunately I'm not able to appear on the last two programs then because of personal reasons. But Mina Muame Hassan Sano. I'm the publicity secretary for SLPP UKI, and I'm a qualified and practicing social worker. The issue of rape is something I'm very, 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 very passionate about, from the premise of my profession. So that's why I really wanted to be here. I've been wanting this last week when I started the ball rolling, because these are the interests of Salon. So as usual, welcome to the panelists, and I encourage everybody for tuning in and participate because this is about Sierra Leone, about protecting our heritage and our future. Welcome to everyone.
Thank you. Viewers, if you have been there for our program last week, Monday, we talk about a rape and the rape culture in Salon. Again, a continuation of this, it's about the theme of this program now, end the silence, start the conversation. But before I go further, last week's program was very interesting. Last week, we get a really, really vibrant program. We got all participants and we come into participation. And one of the things after the show, me personally received over 6-7 calls from all the calls except for one man. The 6 are from females. And the theme of the female is, we men do not understand anything about rape. So we should not discuss rape.
Wow.
And that was it. We do not know how we do not know how women feel. We don't understand the gravity of rape. We don't understand what it means to a woman. We don't understand. So I engage in dialogue with these women. And in the end, I was very adamant. And the statement I make was, and why, one of the reasons where it made me even feel more energized but deal with this topic is it cannot be an isolated women-only topic. It cannot be women for being the experts on rape. It cannot be women and then get the monopoly over rape. It cannot be women that know anything about rape and know about feelings. For let women then sit down there, for let women have that feeling there and think say only women can deal with rape issues and understand rape, I think becomes the problem. Because if you don't want to engage, if man not engage in this debate, if man not engage with the conversation, if man and woman not engage and let the man come up from their own perspective, and let the woman come up from their own perspective, we will share knowledge and come to an understanding of a discussion rather than a talk down, because women will tell us, oh, now so are the people when you do rape. But what about this? What about that? We're not getting a dialogue there. I think the issue becomes a mundane issue. The issue becomes a dying issue because it will always be us versus them. And in this fight, as nationally as important it is to we existence as a people, even today, I get a report of a 7-year-old they raped, but not die. And the person said, because not enough for the police. And it's one of those issues where it's prevalent in our society. I think over the last week or week and a half, there are only over 600 or 700 cases of rape reported to the Aberdeen Women's Center. You know, rape of minors. And this so is endemic in our society. So when the president will declare a state of national emergency for rape, one of the people will actually support that, because I feel so we forget the grips on her. You know, obviously, what did not happen from that process there, from when the legislation passed the parliament and the enforcement and actually making it a reality is another case for no discourse. But I want to say to the woman, the way she say, we man did not get this stuff like right unless women give it to us to discuss about rape. I think you're wrong. And I'm saying this, and I'm challenging you for all this platform, and actually tell us why you think men do not have the monopoly. If women they cry rape, they always cry saying I'm mad. And let me say this: sometimes what is classified as rape, because one of the discussions that I get this week with the woman in there was what really is meant by rape. You know, and funny enough, I saw a meme where say a real man does not rape. He go beg te, he cry, past and gam. It was the meme that was going around. But that was how men view it. And even though it don't reflect the reality, because I get an alternative where a woman tell me, we make that I try out of it completely. Because one of the things that when the woman said to me was, there are times where we're not able to deny a man because of the circumstances we're in. But the man could clearly tell we don't want this, but they still go ahead because of their position. Even though we not affect them, even though it wasn't brutal, but in we, it is still rape. You know, it is still rape. So by duress, by the position where the woman they classify that as rape. But unless we get into that conversation, and if I didn't get into that conversation, would I have been educated like that? And this is what I said to the woman there. This now we all topic. Now we all for discuss. Now we all for forge ahead, but bring a solution to her. It cannot be a women-only solution. It has to be a societal solution, meaning man and woman there together. Having said that, let's go to the first question, and I'm going to be biased. So the only female at this platform today, and hopefully we'll look for get a second female guest.
Okay.
Miss Josephine.
Okay, producers incoming, sorry. We are going to run the video before Josephine coming. Is that okay, Mr. MacFoy? There's a video to run at the top.
That's fine. You can run the video, then Joseph will come and ask the question.
Okay, apologies.
Thank you.
If you could just introduce the video, Alusine, please.
What's the name of the video?
It's a video from You Can Do It Foundation, and it's a case study from Josephine Kamara's charity.
From the victims of rape.
Okay, so what we will do, we'll let Josephine introduce that video to us.
Okay. The video where una can see now me famble then video where we do last year. You hear the voice of the victim themselves, where then they tell their story, waiting they go through at the hands of the perpetrator. At the beginning of the video, you go see say the statistics was around 1,000 some hundred, but towards the end of 2019, the statistics they increase. Okay, thank you.
There's no volume.
See no volume. What's wrong with the volume?
With my younger sister.
The rates at which women and children are raped in Sierra Leone is becoming very alarming, a situation that has made so many children destitute in society. Just in 2019, between January and June, over 1,900 women and children have been raped in Sierra Leone. A humanitarian organization known as the You Can Do It Foundation is one of those organizations that is championing the fight against rape in Sierra Leone. Some of the children who've been raped victims have this to say.
I was raped by my own biological father. I stayed with him together with my younger sister. He used to have sex with me every night. I got pregnant for him and he aborted the pregnancy. I reported the issues to my relatives, but they did not take it serious. I later reported to some of my neighbors who advised me to tell the landlord. It was the landlord who took me to the hospital for treatment after my father aborted the pregnancy. I am currently helpless and in serious help.
I was raped by a man who stays in the same area with us. He called me in and started raping me. I shouted and people came and knocked the door. He refused to open but was later forced to do so. He was then arrested and taken to the Eastern Police Station.
The You Can Do It Foundation, being a women and child advocacy organization, has plans for rape victims across the country. But what will they be doing for them? Juliana Wilson is a trustee of the You Can Do It Foundation.
It's our hope and aim to link perpetrators of these victims to book by providing an in-house lawyer who will follow them to justice. And we also intend on building a home where such victims have been abused. They will be removed from such community to a different locations. We will have counselors and social workers who will follow them, who will counsel them. And if they're still school-going children, we also want to see them complete their education.
The You Can Do It Foundation is calling on all to join them in providing the necessary support for rape victims and vulnerable people across the country.
Wow. Okay, Josephine,
Yes.
we don't see the video. We don't hear it from some of the victims them, and I just saw a few of the victims they want to talk to. We hear one who's repeatedly sexually abused by a biological father, and the other one a neighbor. It's an emotive topic and it's a difficult one, especially for when our papa them. Before we watch the video, Josephine, and these are the issue where the question about ask. What's your opinion on men discussing rape and men sitting with men and actually men coming up with solution in how they could tackle and end this silence and start that conversation? You think it's a topic is for money for discuss or a topic is just for left on their hand? Josephine.
Okay. Mr. Alusine, thank you for what actually invite me to this platform. Once again, I appreciate it. And the question when you ask me is very important. It's very, very important because rape is not just one person, not two people there. Now, woman, a man. So me, I believe strongly, say man gets a role in this. Man for come out and help the perpetrators them. Because some of the perpetrators them, and they say they don't know what they do. They know what they do, but they don't know the effect towards the victims them. So if we get more man there, whether they come out, whether they talk, I believe say some of their perpetrators then they will think twice before they do waiting they want to do to them, picking them, because now mostly picking them. Now we get now organization where then are victims of this horrible, horrible acts. So I believe say if man they can come out as a mentor, because this we need to say an asalo, we don't get that much man there whether they mentor, we young one them whether they come up. So if man they can come out and be a voice to the society towards the boys, and not just boys, we even get bigger man them. What I mean big man them like people that whether they're in a higher authority, where they self they do the same things. So I believe strongly man for take a role in this, for help fight rape, not just rape, also violence as a whole. You know, it's because rape now more prevalence, and because now rape they talk about right now. But please, when the man they come out, let it address the issue of all violence against women, not just picking. Why I say woman, we also get the physical challenge, woman them and picking them, where they don't rape them. But for some reason, they need to take them serious in the society. But me experience what I don't get, I don't listen to so many of them physical challenge woman them. The youngest one where I don't come across where say they rape them, now it all about 14 years old. 14 years old. So please, I urge demand them, una take the stand, una team up farm and fight for we the woman them. Because when we can at this wall, now woman bring, we all can at this wall. So una Sesay take the stand and fight for we. Yeah, I need to hear you again.
Oh, there you.
Okay.
Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you for that perspective there. Mr. Spur, from a social worker's perspective, you don't everything Josephine don't say. You don't everything what start with the conversation we get with the woman them after the program last week. From your perspective, as a social worker, knowing what you know within the profession, not disclosing a lot of stuff, how you think, say, do you think men needs to come into this conversation? Do you think, say, man is a part of the solution going forward, a lasting solution, or do you think woman enough to handle this, and then hand over to man then follow the law follow? From a professional point of view.
Yeah, thank you very much. Una hear me, eh?
Yeah, there you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Thonkla, and thank you very much to Josephine. I really admire and encourage. I disagree with that woman who will tell you say man the number for be part of the conversation. A few days ago, I not going to name the organization. I spoke to someone in Freetown, who told me so currently the activities that they recruit for campaign for them for this rape issue, they are boys and men, because we are seen as the perpetrators basically. So anybody will say, for example, in this country, when you look at the criminal justice system, all the people that would work as in the youth services there, you understand? There are lots of officers there. There are people with a criminal past. So for say, because we have to use them, because they don't go into the system. You know, when you want for deal evil, you got for use evil for deal with evil. So if they try for talk, say, men should not be part of the conversation, that's definitely wrong. You understand? Because now we therefore stand up to we come man the way about this rape business, say, no, this should not be the case. That should not be the case. So that was why I tell you, say, man enough for be part of the conversation. I don't agree with that. Because I say, a few days ago, I talked to an organization with me a free time, where tell me saying a money that they use. They just want to talk small on this rape issue as a social worker, basically. I think an information is distorted. You know, I not say this whole rape is something we endemic in Salon society. You know, it come if it get worse as a result of the 12 years we all get. Now, I know say all this conversation don't get momentum after late Khadija in demise. May so rest in peace, and my heart goes out to in family. Now, Khadija was not raped; she was abused. You know, when we explore rape in a salon, it has to be in two dimensions. There is rape and there's child abuse. In this country, if you go sleep, because the difference between rape and consensual sex is consent. Where there's no consent, it is rape. And if you're not up to 16 years old in this country, you cannot give consent to sex. So it's not rape, it's child abuse. So what would they do with them tweeting that we have to be very careful about it? Because you know, go like that video where I say you cannot go sleep with 8-year-olds in a rape. It's not a rape. We are abused. You know, because you don't impact, you don't interfere with a lot of aspects of their life, the education, the innocence, and everything. So Khadija wasn't raped, she was grossly abused. And anybody will tell you, say men should not be part of the conversation, that was wrong. Because we demand them, we are seen by society as a problem. And we are the problem. I grew up in a salon. So anyway, I know I'm talking about the thing where I want to talk right now, but as the conversation go on, I go get involved in chipping. But basically, men should get involved. It's a difference between rape and child abuse. Khadija was abused. So rest in peace. And my heart goes out to his family. That's all I can say for now. Mr. MacFoy, you look frozen.
Technology.
you look frozen in time.
Technology.
Well, yeah,
okay, let's give you a chance to Mr. Sesay. We don't everything Mr. Spur don't say. Mr. Sesay, unmute, please. Mr. Sesay, you don't unmute.
Okay. Yeah.
You know everything Spur don't say. You know everything I start with. The conversation like what I say to you, I get to the woman them. They say not a man them for lead this conversation. They say that woman them for lead this conversation. And the reason why they give is man do not understand how woman and they feel or waiting it mean for rape. Waiting rape mean to them. Hence the reason why they feel say man are not equipped enough, because mainly the men are the perpetrators of this crime. There are women rapists across the globe. They do woman they rape picking them, man picking them. Woman they rape, woman picking them as well. We know that they through homosexuality. They do constantly as alone. We know that they. But waiting at the forefront is the violent rape and the constant abuse. Majority of men with young girls, with babies, with children. So women say we don't understand the impact of it. So we not for be the forefront of the discussion. And the reason they make them say, the way I talk to say, we not because we understand that. So from a man's perspective, what are you view on that?
Well, I think for the person we say people, that.
Also one person, it was
also okay. I believe say if then they say we as men know they feel the impact or the gravity of rape,
yeah,
they might be right, because the vast majority of victims fall within that then category, the women. Vast majority, I would say 99.9%. So the stigma where they come after, yes, if they say we will not go understand, yes, they might be right. But if they say we not for take the forefront, then it's completely wrong, because let me start with the law about rape cater for both men and women. The Sierra Leone Sexual Offences Act 2012 and amended in 2019 cater for both sexes. Okay? Although not then more a concern. Okay? Now, let us see how the discourse they go away camper rape. You know, I always they say when it camper upright laws before 2012, it was in 1961. Everybody they argue. The 2012 include more on sexual assault. Like first way they slap woman in waist no more, say this I'm human. You they go scot-free. The 2012 criminalizer. And then the 2019 Act went further, say, in fact, it defined the category of the carnal knowledge and the rape and the age of consent from 13 to 16 to even 21. So the laws, they're okay, but the problem is The problem now, Salon, is we demand them. Now we get more problem. And now we need to address ourselves on this issue because we are the overwhelming perpetrators. And perhaps if me, you, and any other person talk something where they go away, man, they understand from incompetent man to man, perhaps it might go a long way for pass a vital message because we no get issues for work and net and where we box out afraid. We no go left with chest beer, we go jog afraid. We no go nightclub within a tight alley in a net, meet them, then tight place up there, heal them, will return home with afraid. So rape, they actually infringe on the fundamental rights of women. There is a ripple effect to rape. It transcends to the very Article 2, the rights to life, rights to freedom of movement, rights to the pursuit of happiness. It infringes on them. So the triple effect, the domino effect of rape is incalculable for women. And it's a huge burden because the stigma. But these are remnants of a post-war country. Did we address the issues of sexual assault enough post-war? We just say maintain focus on peace and reconciliation, peace and reconciliation, peace and, But this was a key issue that we before Sidom and addressed post-war. Never too late. Adopt me had to a group of women, them the lawyer group, they call themselves lawyer, and adopt me had to activists them way try for reform, bring reforms. I even doff me had to the first lady for throw light on some of the issues and for protect women, especially the girls. But the problem what I want to make we see is this topic is sensitive, and I'm not before take part in this debate unless I need for clarify. I don't want to let this debate premise over that little girl, Khadija, in die. One. Otherwise, we did put a very, very wrong message out there because there is so much things that needs to be done. It can be, perhaps by the end of the week, it can be an FGM topic. But because rape issue, day, night, 24/7, they are important. Now I make any hour with them put, even if the death is not related to rape. Rape is so important, it let them wake me up and sleep. Will they address those issues? So if you ask me, this is an issue where we demand them for take the forefront and not to just campaign. Not to just a campaign. They are customary. We live in a patriarchal society.
Hold on. We can't today. We come to the next round to deal with
okay, so yeah, as they say, it's a problem for we all.
Yeah.
And it's a problem we require the laws them adequate. Anybody will tell you now say we need reforms on the laws. No. The laws say even over adequate, they even draconian to me from a human rights perspective.
Okay, because they can't today because what they do, that's a general question they ask now about this whole thing. They will come to, because the whole theme of this is end the silence, start the conversation. And how do we end that silence? How do we start the conversation within our communities, within men, within our mothers, our sisters? How do we understand how they feel? How we able to understand how they feel? And I make what I say, I get that conversation with 6 women, who tell me, say, men don't truly understand why it is. So in the sense that we shouldn't discuss it. I said to them, no, it's good for the man in Canada at the forefront, a man in discusser. Again, Mr. Thonkla, they come to you. Before Yamba, they come to you after Mr. Thonkla. Or Mr. Thonkla, they come to you. Again, the same question I asked. So Mr. Sesay, the same question they put to you.
So viewers, if you just join me, we they discuss the issues of rape. I see somebody they ask about waiting they go on at the topic and whether it is a topic where we man for take the forefront and all other issues we associated with rape na salon. So get your meaningful contribution. You can drop in a message and join the debate.
Thank you,
Mr. Thonkla.
Mr. Thonkla.
Thank you, Mr. Sesay. Mr. Sesay point at one thing we're very fundamental about which I'm later. Becca just talk to the woman we talk to. Tell her this is a national dialogue and a conversation where we all for involved, including them. And they also even suggest for more we incorporate about working at the national curriculum. From nursery to into university the impact, the effect, the stigma of rape. This is a comprehensive conversation. The woman there would also say that we the man they make laws them. Now we probably say we implement them because look at all the judges, majority demand them. Now they make the laws, now they apply them to the fact. So therefore, if we probably now we are the issue, we know the part of the debate, then we are going around the circles. That's what we are to them. I know say we cannot be more Catholic than the Pope, but we are all Catholics. This is just a dictum. I know they know more about the pain, even though boys and men rape them as well, but they know the effect more. And I talk this because I have people around me where they tell me or the feeling. Some even where they see a man, where you get the effect, where they see a man, they kind of it time like quick because they know rape him. That thing still the ring like is say man that we are threat to them. So this just imagine this is like a full good woman. It's very painful, but please would appeal more could join the debate because we are part of the problem. So if we are part of the problem, then they say make the staff really forget involved in the debate. But I feel that is not helpful. And like me, so I mean a radical feminist. So I have to get involved. I'm sorry. I don't know. Probably today I will cry. I don't know it, but more just carry on.
Thank you, Mr. Thonkla.
Thank you. It really paid me. It paid me, but I might not talk too much. But the phone say now would make laws them and I would apply them. So we have to be part of the debate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. The same question go to you, sir.
Yeah, I feel say I disagree with the lady that we say we demand enough for involved into the rape cases in our Sierra Leone. Yes, of course, physically, not in the film, but I feel say this is a national issue where I believe as Sierra Leoneans, we all get for sure concern. Some of we na fathers them, na mama born we get sisters them. So this, not only impacts the way they suffer the consequences, but we also as Sierra Leoneans, they feel the same page. Sincerely speaking, it's very much traumatic waiting they happen to the victims. It affects them psychologically, it affects them sociologically, it gets a lot of impact into their lives. It's very degrading, it brings them morale down. But all over, however, this is a social construct that they make the woman then believe, say, we as man them will not for involved. One, now Sierra Leone, I don't know if they don't change you. Yeah, where you have the bond, they say can't go inside. When you see where the woman they born, you will begin get sympathy for woman. You go begin sorry for woman. You go see how the life they go. Say this, I not go ever knock again. Like we, you know, go ever knock woman. And I not believe for knock woman because I'm afraid. Waiting me see, I not go ever knock woman again. And I go there, we say man go knock woman. We also they take advantage of with masculinity. Yes, not true. But however, this is a national issue. The lady them, yes, somehow they correct as waiting Mr. Sesay. But in a broader picture, if we look at the narratives and the discourse, I feel say now we duty, the man then go listen to we more because we are the perpetrators and we demanded. Now we they commit the crime. Therefore, if we talk to we compliment them, tell them say what they do wrong, I feel say they go listen. But however, I feel say then guys here feel say to me, therefore implement tougher laws the way we say you don't go rape again. And that will be them only beyond all reasonable doubt. We get improved forensic system. Wherein they go only like Naya, you close alone. You even you hear. Then they only Naya. When you they don't show say then they check once they only you get for pay the penalty. Always they say, oh sisters them we're sorry, we they feel on a pinch, but we get for involved because now we are the perpetrators, we demand them. Now we they cause the problem. As a result of this masculinity, we are physically stronger, and this now sick. Now to me, most of them are psychotic. They get problem, they get mental issues. So they need for check them. Lastly, I will conclude by saying the society will not need rhetorical vibes, but need action by educating the men, we need people to be out there. Talk to them, rapists that are how we're able to persuade them for change.
Payamba, hold on. Only thought the next topic only can to.
Okay.
How do we get this conversation going? How do we make men understand the impact of sexual violence from a woman's perspective? And now we come to next. How do we? Yeah, we come to the next.
Okay, so tougher laws. I feel so go help me.
He said tougher laws. That will be part 3 of this topic here. Solutions. Okay. And how do we get to solutions? So we get the conversation now. Let's go to Josephine. Josephine, obviously, without the platform, and if you're in the Facebook group, you actually see the topic, the question. Mainly the viewers that agree with you say, man, never get involved by this topic here. And you say, well, I don't agree with you, say, man, never get involved by this topic. We're all day together in the fight. You know, with all kinds of the poto, the two reserve, who come over us with clean water now. But now, all for this fete here. So, Josephine, from a woman's perspective, rape and sexual violence and abuse, you know, like way Spur rightly say, there's child abuse. You know, within child abuse, it could be rape, it could be physical violence, it could be emotional abuse, it could be a lot of stuff, you know, but child abuse. So, like, and wait, Mr. Sesay, let this not just be the focus of the child Khadija will die. Khadija, for being like the George Floyd moment. But the society is endemic in the society. We want justice for Khadija, and we had to go out to the family of Khadija. And again, we pray, let God make it easy for Khadija at the grave. You know, but again, what you want to say to you, Josephine, how do we talk to men for make them understand what do we need for do from a woman's perspective, for letting man begin to understand the gravity of when you say no, or if you haven't given affirmative consent. Now, this woman didn't teach me this the other day, a week ago, with the affirmative consent. It simply say affirmative consent is where the woman's body, mind, soul, and words are in correlation. They tell you the same thing. No, I don't want, push you away, threat you, tell you, don't touch me. If woman not categorically left in body to you, not categorically say yes, not categorically allow you or put you onto that mood, they not do that. It's almost like you cannot do it unless you get the woman to affirmatively say, I want this to happen. You know, which is a tough one. I must admit, it's a tough one. But that's the woman called affirmative consent. Me mind, me body, me soul, me countenance, me mood, and everything is saying yes to you. From that perspective, Josephine, how do women get men to understand the effect of sexual violence, the effect of rape, and the effect of sexual abuse of a child, where it could lead to rape, either it's rape or they penetrate the child or not penetrate the child, whether it's anal or non-anal, it doesn't make any difference. How do you women get the conversation to us men, understand the gravity of the crime we perpetrate on we own mama them, we own sister them, we own auntie them, we own cousin them, we own picking them, we own niece them? How?
Okay, thank you for the question where you asked me. From what me gather, I believe say this now a partnership. Why I say partnership, I mean woman and man will get for work together for will fix all this form of violence, not just rape, the whole form of violence. So for we the woman, then for the man, they're able to understand the woman, their feelings. I believe say we the woman that will get a workshop where the man go there and some of the victims them go there. So the man then, where they will become a mentor to the man then at the society, then go get this opportunity for the voice of a woman and a voice of a victim. So whether you hear their voice the day, now I believe say now they go out in the society and all another workshop now the community where the man that says go to explain to the bobo them and also na school. I believe say therefore teach the pikin in a school. And when it comes to that part, they're not just a woman's role. Man need for day na the school as well. We go teach the pikin them. Because not just girl picking no more in a school. We get boys them. So it's very important that we all work together. Not just the leader when I am the activist, but also with the victims. Now we hear the voice of the victims them. Now we hear the pain, the agony when they go through in the hands of the perpetrators. Then now we also, this workshop, I believe is very useful. I believe that it's very, very useful because the man go get opportunity for learn and understand how woman they feel, how the victim they feel. I know say what I said the workshop, some people are going to wonder how this workshop go happen, how the victim go able for sit on day and listen to waiting the man get for say or let the man sit on the normal as a whole. Because when you don't become a victim of rape as a female, or as a child, it can become very, very fragile. You want no man for the near. But now this make us say counseling is very, very important. We they say yes, rape idea. How would they affect the rape? Yes, if we affect the rape, what happened to them victim they are? We need for help the victim them also, so that the victim can go gain trust in men. So when they gain trust, now from that trust, they then go able to express their feelings them. And through that expression, they now in demand them, then go out for talk to the boys them. You see, because we don't know that a pedophile. Number one, na salon will not even get a pedophile list. You know, for that person, say that particular person there, it don't rape Peking or it don't abuse Peking. We need forget that thing then list the day. Where they go get the pedophiles them, their name. We need to put stigma against them, but it help we for no say, okay, that person there, it don't rape Peking before. So therefore, we got for go watch them. We got for go put eye on them. We got for be careful where Peking they near them. You see, so me, I believe strongly say workshop is very important. Then also partnership with the victim and the activists them. For now, we all sit on one table, now we discuss, now we assess the pain where the victim that they go through. Because I believe so on from the victim's mouth, then they go able for equipped una for go out na the community and express that to the supposed perpetrators or the young boys them. Thank you.
Thank you, Josephine. Thank you. Mr. Spur. You don't hear waiting Josephine also.
Anita from Leone is connected.
Okay, we'll come to. Before I go to you, Spur, let's just get a conversation with Miss Anita from Sierra Leone. Miss Anita, can you put your camera on, please? Hello, Anita Koroma. We didn't hear you. We didn't hear you at all.
Network from Salone, it goes strangle.
Okay, Anita, you're on silent now. We hear you. Hello, Anita. Okay, we will go to Anita. We'll get them connected. Mr. Spur. Mr. Spur, let Miss Anita listen to this. Let Anita listen to what they say. Then we go for the conversation. Mr. Spur.
I think Anita don't come online. They see Anita Motuka.
Yeah, it don't come online. That's fine. But let it listen to it because it just joined in. Let it follow the conversation first. Then we keep Brand come in. Mr. Spur. Again, waiting man they need for do among man them. Forget, let man they understand the gravity of sexual abuse, violent sexual assault on a minor, will lead to death, scarring the child permanently for life, the sexual abuse on women in society as a whole, and violent sexual assault on women in Sierra Leone, our society, and violent rape. How do we get a conversation among men? When man, they understand the gravity of what they do and whether the impact on the society as a whole. How do we get that conversation amongst men? For the men to understand. And that question, they are big, Mr. Sesay, Mr. Thonkla, Mr. Yamba, that same question again for we all. I go midway, we don't know for Mr. Sports, then we'll go to Miss Anita, then we'll come. That question, they open to all follow come to that. So, Mr. Sport, now listen to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Almac, and thank you very much to the previous speaker, Josephine. I think I supported almost, are they in conjunction with almost everything where Josephine say. We need a massive national mobilization, na salon, where they involve men. Like what Josephine talk about workshops. This is very, very good. And this workshop, the nature where me army fee say if cut right across in every institution, na salon, at local level, in prisons, in schools, you understand? And that will really involve men them. Then the other thing about we man them, if you man this on side, you know, it can't stop to Bakuna Salon. It has to be a total change of attitude among we demanded.
Okay.
You understand? Like Salon, I watch one video, I think Nigerian video, that video, they would have to the pass one big man call and say me wife. Where they became, I think they make a kind of promo video. Wait, tell the man say me not to your wife, that's where he can start. You know, this is improper sexual conduct that they lead to rape. And these are something we don't condone a salon for a very long time. Even with the common here, with the go salon, it is someone from a woman the past. But you wait some big go. You probably don't big go. What is speaking to them be Sabine? I don't find so. Those then language and they when you mandate you come in my use them, stamp on a straight, like say this is not acceptable. You don't say that as more picking this. You understand? So then language and then we demand a second for change. Everybody begin to over there and everybody don't big so. What is that? That's an improper sexual advance. And woman is serving a salon, therefore stand fast. Anybody talk careless talk to you. If you don't cost him, cost no. For you know do again. Because we want this for change. Because it change person beyond recognition. It change people their personality. They damage their confidence in society. So woman then it feels you know they even get married because all man you go to say we say want to say I don't be raped. The person like you naturally, but it damage the relationship. So everything you stand for, that thing with that way rape the damage. So the woman themselves don't allow possible to be careless with you. But you don't find out. What this big that small, but that ways don't big so. What did the ways be the different? So those are we now with my country. I don't go to office. If I say that to wait 2 months, the next morning they complain me. So you don't say those things. They are starting things that we have normalized. Now we need for change. Woman, we need for empower woman them, give them education on inappropriate sexual advances them, and waiting and proper behavior. So that they will get that awareness because most of we sister them consciousness of them here, they take it as a friendly banter. Oh, you always don't be go. But this way I don't cackle. That's inappropriate sexual advantage. Don't make we sister they know say that is where it all starts. Because once we condone that, next moment, for the person become violent with you if you disagree with her. So we can empower woman them, for let them know say there's a certain way man will talk to me. You know, a line has to be drawn somewhere. And in addition to that workshop where Josephine be the talk about, we need that outside, na prison, na school, for that we enlighten the man them. And we demand a second for challenge you come demand them. We see man who small because I said, well, it's too big for the big way to go with. We have to be doing those things. I know it is hard, but we'll get there. People will just disagree with you. But rape is not only a government issue, it's a national movement. Oh, okay. The only one thing where I agree with Joseph, where he said, where we need to get a sexual offenders list, but we're not for stigmatize them. We stigmatize them. This country, we stigmatize them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. This country, where you commit rape, you cannot get a decent job.
No.
You any say you go, the camera is on you. You know, your life done. If you know the process of person to go to this country, we commit rape. If we come after prison, we engage them. I take a lot of sessions for make sure say mindset was changed. We go for cognitive behavior therapy sessions. So we stigmatize them. When you rape, you are a devil. So one them on the register, one for make sure say we stigmatize them, we want harsh laws, we want to send them to jail, and we want to destroy their future. Because that's more people that go rape, you don't already destroy their future. So for now, that's what I can say.
Thank you, Spur. Anita, are you still on the line? Okay. This call, I go to Payamba.
I think they try for talk, but it's only not going to know whether in mic they off or on.
Anita, we need to hear you. We can't hear you at all, Anita.
Hello, you there hear me now?
Now they hear you now, yes.
Yeah.
Now they hear me now.
Yeah, but Anita, so you hear what he said?
I hear all way to now they talk for the last Josephine and my brother we don't last talk so.
Okay, fantastic. So what till they talk about Anita now? Again, I did theme will start last week. End the silence, start the conversation. You know, and how do we get rape to the forefront? How do we get solutions to rape in our society? How we need to get conversation amongst men, and what are the things that we need to put in place for make sure say men understand what rape is, how within the impact of rape on a woman, on society. So part of this discussion was last week we'll get a discussion. We get women that we come on the platform, we come call personally say, now women for they are the forefront of rape issue. Man and not really understand what it means to a woman when a woman is raped. And to some extent, we all agree because not only are the victim them, and then are the victim, and so their pain, we cannot leave their pain. But wait till we man and they say, yes, we cannot leave your pain, but for now we understand our pain, we get for day parts of this conversation, we get for day at the forefront of this conversation, and we get for be a dialogue between us and you, the women there. So from a woman's perspective, how do you think you as a woman will educate a man about rape, to let the man understand the impact of rape of a child, sexual abuse, the violent rape on a child, the violent sexual assault on a child, the violent sexual assault on non-child or woman, violent sexual assault on young boys or men with the happen in society, where most of the perpetrators of them now man there. We don't say woman themselves they way they rape. We agree that nobody denied that. But the majority of rape is caused by men, and the majority of perpetrators are men. So from a woman's perspective, how do women feel where man they rape them? And how man they for able to understand, say, this tool they do so, we might think it's casual, we might think it's to nothing, but what it actually mean? How do we get men to stop? How do women get men to stop? By men understanding the impact of it. So when you take on that name, Miss Anita, where we know saying that possible.
Thank you so much, MacFoy. Yeah, thank you so much. There are a lot of conversation is going on, and before that, the thing where then things say now we women them for lead the rape activism, it don't come to the points now we think say rape na man thing. Rape na man thing in the sense waiting to go inside the man and aid for me think for go rape. We human they're not able to comprehend and we don't know. Now a two-way conversation, but now the activism what they do now in Sierra Leone, and some strong man they don't grab now, then they take 10 bobo then at the area then. Bring 2 girls or 3 from it and join the conversation. Even we as an organization, we don't do bring boys in our platform for me they understand boys then they way girls then they share their stories for me they not say rape some of them then they vomit the bobo the way they picking and they talk a lot of things and they where with me personally and we organization and other people now in Sierra Leone believe say now man they for champion the rape talk. We really believe that now we're not for leader.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Anita. Well, Mr. Yamba, you know everything Anita say. He say within the organization where they run on a salon, men are the forefront, and then bobo in the job for educate. From a man's perspective, the same question I asked to Spur and the same question to go to Yamba. How do men start this conversation, and how do men get to understand the impact of rape?
Really, in the UK, we know a lot of things. Them we don't come among young people. I know the issues that are around. Waiting they happen is like a vicious circle. Waiting picking C, 9 picking land. 100 according to Richard, don't we say? Most of the behavior of men, especially when it comes to violence, now something where they don't learn from the home. It happen around them, it happen within them. So obviously, it's about family, it's about community, it's about men with integrity and men of valor that will look after the younger ones as mentors. We're going to be positive role models. As Barack Obama they do my brother's keeper. Once when they even what comes alone into life, the boys they need mentors. Direct them. Where even with the small money you as diaspora, you can day and idea online. Now look at this technology. They mentor about them. Send football kids for them. Once a month, meet with them, talk with them. When they get into trouble, tell the body picking and they look to we, even we as women, we positive role models and are we the picking and one for look up. So obviously the conversation, yes, is two-way. Yes, we're gonna tell like we done the work from the home school and community. We they work with them day and night, even today. I just on the whole radio program now McKinney before they can have it on. It's not really easy, but it's not one man thing. Now all of we, my collective efforts. I love all the things that one they bring, like the last speakers and all. This is a fantastic idea, but we want, me, I don't tire for talk the talk, and I love work the work. For any man, I talk to 2 men in this country, they don't go for mentor the beginning. Straight off, they say this is one, we're gonna take it off. So we want to see people and create those platforms and forums, and you'll be the positive role model. Man where they beat, go check that man where they beat him. Papa been they beat him, mama. They been don't see them. Anything we see, he do, he been don't see them. In normal for them. For say for B2 man, in normal. For a B2 man, in normal. So for me, the conversation, the silence we are breaking now, we want men on board, men of integrity, men of valor. The man that where they stand, they say, I can't do this. I have a child. Respect the woman, respect the girl picking. With all what they talk, the last then day, we don't do a lot of conferences. Yes, now we do a separate conference for girl picking or for we don't do community stakeholders meeting, intergenerational dialogue. Who side the girl picking and come, the old part, the young boy, the old man can't the community stakeholder. They tell and say now the aga sweet. Now next now the chest we for go finger. Una them and they are now then one die. They just needed that information. People then say, hey Anita, I said to God, this is talking, Papa. Now una the same one the way see picking begin pull Bobby, you the crash and a corner for go finger. If we not stop this to the imprison, where the picking and they talk now, so then they now. But the truth is truth. We call them for 3 hours to God, the man and not go take 5 hours. Say when I go no, they say no, wait till don't can do to we. Wait till tell we nobody know ever to. Yes, we want these things. We just need those things. For me, the chief na tongue where they see young girl, they grab, they begin the finger and no, chief, you get woman, go for anywhere. We tell you plain. You community stakeholder not take you money or for their backyard, you go begin they say, oh, that people wake away, don't go poiler, not for talk, but that's all man they afraid now the chief. Now the first one me man case na this morning, me and the prosecutor, we call this state council. I don't go bombard them. I don't tell them say na case when or they die, this will they resuscitate them. Now I give the verdict even where they he say case no they. I say to God, you go back. This will they wake up. So we get for look at all the issues that are around we. Yes, poverty now one thing, but poverty not make some of we yes. The picking and they not allow them for men and talk for men and bold enough. But now they give them the voice. They have the platform for make them talk. So what do we need about you men?
Thank you.
Please,
Thank you.
now come on board. Any side way they you go be a mentor. I assure you. Once I not say you na mentor, I'm ready. Now you area a community where come on go from a mentorship club of 10 boys from age 5 to 13. By the time we're done with them, any time we can salon, then go call you bra.
Thank you.
Talk to them, then they listen.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anita. So again, we don't everything Anita don't say. Mr. Yamba, are you the country? Everything Mr. Anita don't say. You don't talk about community engagement. You don't talk about men of dignity and valor for let man and talk for man them. You know, or the quest for be say, women then for begin out we come in man them. We for begin make the place very uncomfortable for them. We for begin make the conversation about sexual violence, abuse of women, about degrading women, about sex shaming women. All this, if we begin making that conversation, they tight for them. We're not forgetting that platform there. So again, Mr. Yamba, you know it at the question. You know it that you know the question they ask. So what that you take on that, how you feel say we can get this conversation going amongst men and make sure say man they understand what it mean for women, where we sex shame them, where we sexually abuse them, where we commit rape, where we commit sexual violence, where we commit rape against the child, sexual abuse, what it mean to the mama, what it mean to the family, what it mean to the daddy, what it mean from that point there, how do we men get this conversation? Mr. Yamba, how you go get that conversation there with your company?
Thank you very much. I feel say for make sure say the man them way they into this act for understand say waiting and they do to the victims them, whether they don't take forbidden victims them, is very much damaging in all aspects of life. You don't finish that person completely. I hope you hear me. And this are they telling us say the bulk of the society in Sierra Leone are rural areas then they live. And this is not the problem. Maybe it might be easy in Freetown, in Bo, Makeni, Kenema. But in rural areas, which you get for pass water, jump swamp, then the abuse them because they are more in silence when they will come out. Now, at the advice, say, for make a team, at the echo waiting for say and waiting Josephine say. For make a team, we go be very much diversified. A team where go deviate itself from politics, look at the issue on a national base. Say this is not about this, not about this, but the interests of the individual and the masses. When we get our team, we're politically free. Say, this not get nothing to do with politics. This is about national interest. That will be the first point of contact. Then I look at again, I say education. As I say, if they play very pivotal role, I know they forget say, like the workshop the way say, how we go take the workshop here to the people there? How we go make, we need for train local people, them different, whether they talk Limba, whether they talk Sosoya, Lonka, we need them people there for reach them, the one the way get them problem there. Then they want the way they commit them crime, they are not afraid for tell them how they don't damage them beginning, they physically. In fact, some of them, they destroy, they're not going to be born again because the act involved violence. It involved violence. Mostly the victims that can fight back, but they use the masculinity, the power of a man for pin and down. By doing that now, forceful penetration, it bruise them, it wound them. That they damage the woman. It's not good for her health. That's not good for her health at all. One, this psychologically, yes. Physically, yes. So what do we need for telling people that? The impact say when you rape somebody, now the West like what is say, you don't finish forever. You know they get good job, you then they surveillance you 24/7 round the clock. So get what tell them say you the monitor now, we know they give you one space, we never get married go near family. But the difficult part of it is Sunday like what picking talk is so pathetic. You parents, how now we go inside that family, they going to say that papa they do them, or na brother they do them. It is to become very difficult. How we go educate people there? So me, I feel say, now the picking of educate, say, like what is supposed to talk later on, say, barrier for day, words them, say, if you get full, you don't big go, you waste on big. No. If your papa said, telling them what they report her. You borrow tell them what they report will get for educate them picking how them what they are now so in the begin. This now a pathway for men and go do what they want to do. Then people are now pedophiles them. Like what you would talk earlier on, you get pedophiles, then you get rapists. They all go to the same class because they're sick psychologically. They get problem. You understand? So you get what they call rape. They get abuse. Like the case of that small beginning, now abuse. Now a minor, even I know them people are saying they get mental issues. Look at that small picking. We don't know it, but if you're not true what they agree on social media, that is the worst thing I've ever again in my life. Because remember the pain when I begin to feel at that age, even big person they struggle when they do that what of an angel. So I feel so educate them, tell them say what they do. One, there is a tendency to say when I go kill, because the intention where they go, if I don't get time, they damage you. Because now that's not the intention. There is no bio, then they go with force, physical force for go do this to you. So therefore, get for educating and tell us say what you now they do is very bad. If you're abroad now, so they do now. My last advice is we need, I know say we country not get money, but we need a better forensic lab so that when we catch anyone by the wire, now prison go die, then they come out again because now a pedophile, let people are not come out, you not mix with people the way civilized. Now on civilized human beings, we demand again to tell them that. What is supposed to say we begin tell when I in a crowd, we tell woman way pass in ways we put much one on a halapana. Now so then they begin. Now so then they begin. No, encourage them nonsense and they say you wait some big go. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. We all get picking them. So now so they begin. So to me, I feel say look, we reach them and we tell them the consequences them. So if we do that, then go, I feel say then we'll go minimize them. We go nowhere we eradicate them, but we'll go minimize them. Now that I believe.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. Thank you. Before going further, the phone lines are open. And last set to viewers, the phone number now 07946 141 369. Now you can call direct or you can call on WhatsApp that number there. 07946 141 369. For the other day international, now +44 7946 141 369 +44 7946 141 369. Again, on the platform, we don't see a lot of comments them, but again, Mr. Sesay, I go make you really comments them. We don't come through the very comment. We don't come through on the.
Interesting comment, and there is someone I think a familiar face. Khadija Sako's father is on the forum. He's watching. Hello.
Yes.
Khadija Sako's dad is watching. His name is Congolese Sako, and he said, "I support you. I am Khadija Sako's father." Okay. He supports Jerry Thomas, who say the men in position of authority who wants to cover this up should be named and shamed. So Khadija Sako in daddy supports when a Congolese Sako. And then Mayatu Siddiq say, this is a very good question where somebody asks. So, and Alex Platt also, they say they support Mr. Spur in assertion, say some of the rhetorics them way that they give to woman in waist big, you this, they say they should be discouraged in society. Same way back, Mayatu Siddiq, they say they defy, say not a political problem, this at all. We get for address them as an issue. Again, Alfina by faith, sorry, say the contrary. Then we get somebody we say that in name Ruby, we say for teach the kids in school, if someone touches them inappropriately, they should inform their parents. And then Melissa Maria to say educate the children. He says himself supports you for educate the children, make them aware and alert to report any attempts by predators. And then the Spur voices, Fanmata Sharif support and too. Now, let me just briefly say this before you get your call. You see, the one whole issue of rape, sexual violence in Sierra Leone, we get for look at with a more serious approach, okay? We have the best laws in Sierra Leone. But me as a human rights person, in as much as we when I saw the sexual act of 2019, I really raised a legal opinion because some of it, the act is so powerful, it nearly infringe on some people, on some of the human rights. And considering, say, the country not gets laboratory, acute laboratory, it not gets life imprisonment, any capital offense will get a life imprisonment, therefore be viewed with all serious aspects, okay? So if we get an act where they condemn somebody, victims to life imprisonment, we get for actually look at, say, let us equip ourselves. But the reason why me want to omit myself on this debate, and I have to be honest about it, okay? The reason why I want to omit myself, I feel say a dialogue should be a top to bottom. We are nothing if we just discuss and there is no government, the government intention is not alike, okay? The reason why I was in Sierra Leone and there were cases as a human rights advocate of women who raise issues of rape, we even go on the radio, on the record, say I was raped. The government did nothing about it. Absolutely. The police did not even come out and make a press conference as we are seeing today. They did not. I saw the audio and I said, okay, if somebody say a complainant, there are two sides of a story. Now at least interview the victim, regardless of imposition. Come on, let's face it. We all see, we should not politicize this, but wherever precedents are there to be referred to. The Deputy Minister of Education during Koroma in government, a woman accused her, say, he raped her. Within 24 hours, they strip him off in position. He then a court, they seize him bail, he then a prison. We follow the case, till he go through the channel, till he able to clear his aid. So that means anybody when they accused of rape, we get forget a uniform approach. And how do we dialogue this? Media suggest say, because of we customary trappings, we don't get no 911 number. When you call police, the new act say condoning or even attempting to mediate a rape case is a 10 million leones fine. That is the 2019 act enacted in September last year. Even them part the way they were not talking family case, not 10 million leones. But how do you enforce that? So media suggest say this day and age, almost everybody get this one. Let us get an app where everybody they access, where Peking can go inside, he writes something, he reports something on his own, he type him, he left him. You understand? Anonymously. And then we can go to that app there and visit, say, waiting, like we'll get child line now. Yeah, Peking they call in child line. You know the child line. Every Peking know child line 24/7. But yanda, first of all, they tell the police station, even the fire force, all the emergency lines, they're not active. So media suggest if we forget a dialogue, we go digital. The top to bottom approach, the government, whosoever, people of authority, not to just government too, don't get me wrong. Even the big man then are then turn their village, then new people where they post some man in hometown, the new clerk we don't come, the new police officers, the new these are all, we are all guilty of this and nobody cannot go blameless. So if we want to get this message across, the zero tolerance for this thing, zero, regardless of how you do, which position you hold in society, go clear your name when they own you. But not you don't say that woman get an audio say I was raped by people of this society. He give account of events by society of this of that. All we could do at that time now for banned societies. Nobody not pursue the case. Another one say I'm a chief. I was raped by ABCD. Nobody not pursue that. And then when this small one happened, because of one or two reasons, then you come up. I'm not subscribed to anything today. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Sesay. Thank you, Mr. Sesay, for somebody phoned on, and there's a lot of background noise. If you can go on mute, please. Okay, I go on mute, please. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
That's circle.
My circle, you go round.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. You can go on mute for me, please.
Medi, I go mute for Medi. The brain like other previous speaker don't talk. I get 2-3 things. What be one cheap paper.
Yeah, me talk. Get me talk.
Okay, Miss Anita, you can come on.
You know, say we like the network there.
Okay, 3 minutes. Come on.
Ma talk, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, so the previous speaker, a lot of things and they way or not so. We now one big problem. Even today, why they na studio na radio, radio na makeni. FS use them when a family support unit. Then get a rape line where government school 116, another woke up line. So FX you not able for access and you know they call 116 na free turn you get them for me then go back then to already call na makeni. So what till we decide, I just say tomorrow would they come by one phone then now we get receipt. I don't say I they go support me or FSU they under for me then get that line. We get vehicle we they do a rescue. Any picking way trap, where they into such situation, where they can call we middle nets with the wake, with the go, with the drive off, with the go pull and with the go see the situation. Then two, the thing where can talk back, hey, the law not so bad at this country. We get fine police is all the laws and the end of the day. The enforcement is zero. The people and just think say they're all the people and to ransom. And me believe say the one the way they up, we want make a now bottom top. We not they go against top bottom approach. What it happen in America now where George Floyd come on, where Black Lives Matter, where they jump now make all power come on. So we not the wait again for bottom top. We get all the Sexual Offences Act. We organization now one of the way go land to 53 communities who they tell them wait all the implication that money that 10 million all the fines them but it's not working. More call a spade like me brother way they talk and so this is very serious. Maybe a bottom top approach now we now they take and we go sit down permitting next week. We don't call all the organizations and I'm from Bamali districts where they work there, when we know all the grassroots there, with the form we own tax force. This tax force will not the joke for nothing. Anything will happen with a big pressure group, with the makes it until justice prevail. We not give them one blow. Nobody not agree with the match around, with the sing, with the pull placard, anything we want side the matter. The forensic lab is fine, but the forensic lab. And many people them who that then get integrity for me then give the correct, even autopsy for me then give correct information or bribery. Everything is corruption up to this day. A 9-year-old girl who they first in case right now. Now they say case not the but the girl was raped. We wait till the Pekin tower when I sleep in a sleep where the man is like and go inside the place for go abuse them. Then they talk different story. What you will get case report with the case report is not correct. So we need for Allah, we where they don't under. Maybe a bottom top approach. What we Allah, then they see the need. All man go series and say this more no mass and a case way for Komona do. I like all the things and nobody no care. So be frank, they tell now politics, no politics, the people, everything is normal. Me know the frustration why they face in this country, but God go raise men and women. Like una so we don't come, join we for more we do a genuine advocacy and genuine push, a genuine and genuinely for tell the people and say we cannot take it anymore. The beginning not get physique. With the teacher have self-defense, but they cannot if the man overpower you. 5 years, 10 years, 11 years, 13 years, one day bo right now. Where they tell me 5 years of age, 7 years in the raper, 2 10 in the raper. What you go do? Maybe a bottom top approach or take action.
Ms. Anita, thank you very much for that bottom-top approach we don't bring up. Thank you for the things and the solution we don't say. Let me just say something to you. Where we decide for take on this rape issue and this rape topic, and the first episode will run the topic, we run on consciously for a couple of weeks. We always deal with the topic week after week. And because we believe in what they say and we're passionate about it, you know, like when I say, we not care about politics. And I know I can say for most of the people at this panel, when it comes to this issue, they don't care whose political party they belong to, whose political affiliation they get. We are fathers, we are brothers, we are sons. And I want people to understand this. And now this make diaspora voices actually come and they talk, say, we men should get involved. And we use the slogan, end the silence, start the conversation. The whole concept about ending the silence is activism. The whole concept about starting the conversation is education. So we're ending the silence with activism. We're going to give our voice on this topic. And I know, say, not to just me, and if let anybody correct me with the diaspora voices, I say, if it relates to rape, and it relates to going out on the street and tearing our clothes and putting it down, we do not care. We will be there and we will do Mutuna. We believe that this fact, now fact for the survival of we picking them. Unfortunately, we sister them will not be able to save, will not able to save them. We mama they will not be able to save, will not able to save them. But we picking them now, we will able to save. We believe in our battle, this one we're so passionate about, we will die for. You know, Nelson Mandela been giving very, very famous speech at Pretoria. We talk about democracy and the belief and the freedom of its people. And the most famous, and the thing that make Nelson Mandela was, if it is their will, in this battle, I am willing to die. Now, one thing and the way you be willing to die for, the freedom and the emancipation of your people for gain political freedom. For everybody to determine that. I'm not saying for anybody, and I think say individually, I will give everybody for making a second. Me, Alusine MacFoy, we don't get involved in national politics since 2017. I will say this to you. This is not a topic what I believe in, and when I want what I willing for die for. Because no man is going to rape my daughter. No man is going to rape my mother. No man should rape your daughter, your mother, your sister. Nobody, for abuse anybody in Peking. I'm passionate about this because I have raised my nieces, and the one that always sabi me, I have so many children around me that I raise, I bring up, girls, this and that. And I feel pain every single time you hear say man rape. I look at myself and I ask myself the question with pain. Then my mother, they call it and God picking into me. And they do it, plenty do it. What they call it and picking into me. Waiting to go through the mind. Waiting to go through the mind. And that affects us as men. And we will take this forward. But before come to Mr. Thonkla, let's say call it on live for we.
Yeah, sure.
Please. Little, put the color on, please.
And good evening to all the panelists there. My name is Yamba, and an interesting topic where is some going anyway. And I want to tell thanks to all the one that we don't talk. But me don't take a little nugget on this issue now about educating the tribal heads and the paramount chiefdom. Let we get the whistleblowers then, by the rural areas then, so that even Pastori, when not sabi read and write, let it aware or say rape. It's not a good thing. So let me sensitize with people, because this not to say like just what we get for Donham. Now very broad thing, and it's so challenging, the factors are so vocal, but we can start from somewhere. And let we not forget to educate the girl child. Let we empower them for letting them talk. Let we get a peer group. Let we get peer groups then at each schools then where they will stand up. If somebody can go rape and let it get the one the way they go talk to. Like men's of normal way where other speakers then they don't highlight, you know. So with a place one find their salon go better indeed by God in your power. And people then get for change the narratives. And now we get for start by God in your power. So I tell my all thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. Before you take over, Mr. Alusine, let me just, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Sesay, I think Mr. Thonkla.
No, I know, but before you go, there is a very important thing that I think you should know.
Okay.
This one old topic, until we all know, say, premise on Khadija in issue na salon.
Yes, we do.
In comments don't come from Indadi. Earlier on, various speakers, they say the perception from the male, the man and perception needs to be changed. Well, now, this is what Khadija's dad said, Congolese uncle, and I read.
Please.
He said, 99% of the critics I am facing are men. If my 5-year-old daughter was raped and murdered and men having the audacity to criticize me, abuse my mother for speaking out, it is a disgrace to male gender. It is crazy. I received thousands of messages from women sympathizing with me. My daughter Khadija Sako needs justice and all the children of Sierra Leone need justice. Khadija Sako is my daughter and she is your daughter. At the age of 4 years, pledged to serve Sierra Leone. I love you all, but Khadija Sako loves you more. She's not better than all the children that have been raped and murdered. Khadija Sako was born for a reason. She was born during the last day of the Ebola, and she died on my birthday and coronavirus. Millions of kids are home with family members, no school or entertainment. How many voiceless children are being raped and murdered, not reported? Thank you all for bringing this issue. This is from Congolese Jacob.
So Mr. Congolese, I think
No. The point is, what do you think? Me, they ask you, Alusine. He says most of the sympathizers are women. Men tend to bash at him. What's your take? I'm asking you this question, Mr.
Can I answer the question, please? Can I answer
Sorry,
the question?
okay, Mr. Thonkla.
I will answer. Mr. Thonkla, talk.
Yes, well, to answer that question, honestly, when every bit of me here and my body raised, Spur, Yamba, Mr. Alusine, Mr. Ahmed and two sister them, Madam Anita and Madam Kamara. Honestly, actually stunned me. The expertise, the information is so educative. But make an answer, Pastor Coin question. This is why I say we have to be part of this conversation, because some men, they need proper education. They are properly skeptical, or if you're not skeptical, then they actually trivialize the issue of rape, where they don't even know the truth. So if Pastor Coin say you get more men when they come at time, well, it can say this man they really need education, but we are not part of those men. We or even though this case will not discuss that because they're not court right now, but at least if this question come up, make us tell and say we give 100%. There's no way they go through this kind of grieving, then man they grab for attack them. That is just unacceptable. Make I just put that issue down. The other thing, the key thing what we have to discuss, where Mr. Ahmed raised earlier, he said the ex-combatants. These combatants, they abuse them. Now they don't become the abuser. The reason being, some of them they adopted, they were children. They were 5 years old. They were 6 years old. Then they at 10 years period. What do they know about violence? What do they know about using a gun? Forget free money. Free. By the back of the gun. Violence they know. After post-war, were they giving the proper rehabilitation, the counseling for educate them? I don't think so. Now we are getting those repercussions at society, because what do they know that violence, forget what they want, either rape or money or anything. This is a thing I feel for discourse them is very, very important. The issue Anita say they will start from bottom-top approach. Well, if the top-bottom approach only work, let's go to the bottom-top approach. More just get results. We need education. We need for education to begin from nursery, from villages, from marketplaces, from institutions, like even the schools there. Last week I talked about say there are concepts or there are incentives for sex for grades. Now schools there. We get girl beginning at school when they rape, they even want to come. Now university campus, they rape them, they're afraid they can't talk because of the stigma. They're afraid because that woman, when they rape on the school campus, the burden of proof is there on them beyond all if you say that they do. Who say not get forensic for proof otherwise? Why is it gonna cut? Right? So if that girl begin then at school, they rape on a school campus, or they rape on the military campus, or this campus, or any other campus where they train them, they rape and they. So tell me, boss, it ain't for them to talk up. So that's why we need education. This fight, listen, one thing for know again, last to Anita, we have two types of people. We have those that are interested in change and those that are resisting change. We have these two factions. So now that we win is the point. But we there with God, we want change. We there with God, God will make a winner. Right? That is very important. There are people who are powerful in society, they resist change. They don't want change. They want to see the status quo may carry on like that. But that's not possible because at the end of the day, we should not treat women as puppets. We should not treat women as toad, right? Any sexual penetration, forget consent, forget affirmative consent, right? Any man when you look at the king, he take him, he's just a woman. Now that man, he not only wish, he get evil inside, he get evil buried inside life. So if I reach so far, make politicians them take the issue of the very, very seriously. Not only for talking on radio and television, but for apply the law to the facts. Because a law where they don't the work that sleeping law. The law, like Mr. Ahmed say, the law day is very draconian. He said he even infringe upon the right of other people. Yes, was that law applicable in a court? The judge will apply. Interested in rape, the policeman will go arrest. Is he trained? Would they encourage women there for coming? When a policewoman there for train them for talk to rape victims? This morning, I listen to AYV, I watch the Minister of Welfare, Madam Tarawali. He talk one way, he just take me off. He say now they get a unit in our hospital where the victims of rape, they go talking in private for men to protect their dignity. That's fantastic. That's brilliant. If that's happening, that's for they across the country. When I listen to, I just had me talk about this morning, as I put the TV on, they say that they try for encourage everybody for engage in this topic. They don't form unity in our hospital for dealing with rape victims. So that is fantastic. Now it's better we are starting somewhere. The more we have the conversation, the more we are enlightening people. We have to talk. We have to keep talking. Not only talk, we have to put words into action. Very important. That's not just based in that proposal. We are talking, we are campaigning, but we want to see action. That's not that we look for. Action now, action forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thonkla. Mr. Thonkla, thank you where you come in there for actually concentrate. Because I don't feel like able to talk. You know. And the reason I'm not able to talk,
yeah.
Like I say, I'm a father, I'm an uncle, I'm a brother to women. I was empowered, I was raised by women, and the strength I carry, the veracity of my voice, the decency of this person I am, was instilled in me by women, you know.
Yep.
So, like to Congolese, personally, as I be Congolese, apart from being family member from the Madingo side, I work with Congolese in Freetown. I know the work with Congolese do with street children at Freetown. I know the sacrifice that Congolese make for Salon picking them in terms of teaching them drumming, bringing them from the streets, giving them a home, feeding them, putting them to school, and getting them to perform across in performance arts. I know what in Congolese they do in Africa. I know what in Africa because I study Congolese. And Congolese, I want to say to you, those 99% of people, the way they criticize you are not men. I am sorry to say. They're not in the category of what we define as men.
I like that.
They're in the category of what we define as a man. They're not a man. These are twats. These are people them where me at the ask on this platform. If not a mama, somebody being brutally hold on and causing death, would they not be saying it's rape? If not their own picking with them born, and God picking out against their host, or their sister them picking them, or their brother them picking them, somebody be wholesome. It come out, it brutally kill them. Not for top of time, Congolese, let's tell you one thing, you know, an inspiration to people like us. And you, let's say this to you, you don't break the glass ceiling. You don't break the silence, because normally we not think about the victim. We just think about we own shame and how the family go look at. but you kill that. You come out and you break that shame. The strength of courage and the strength of character where you display. Most of we not be get them. Most of we not get them. You don't lead down there. You not change maker. Like what Thonkla say, you get a change maker, you get whether we resist change. You not a change maker. And every single day you voice the empower we. And this is why we decide for bring this topic, I will say, let us be part of the solution because we are the problem. And let we take this and we in our diaspora voices across the platform. We don't make them, even the producers with different shows are talking about rape. And we will keep this at the forefront and we will give our time, our effort, our voice, our expertise, our know-how for nothing. We get rid of this problem with society. If we're aspiring to be leaders of that society, if we want a decent society for where we manage tomorrow, if we want a country for where we inherit and make sure we can manage out, we need for begin effect today. And if we be a bipartisan, I know I don't get to a lot of conversation, we'll get a lot of solutions. Me get two, three things we want to talk before I go around to the next question in terms of what we need to do. I think we need for across the board get with sexual harassment policy across the whole country.
Yep.
We need to get a civic education. We need for tell picking the witness sexual harassment policy. Every picking we're gonna every primary school na saloon, na every secondary school. At the date of the school, we need for print out word by word what it mean by sexual harassment, what it mean by rape, what it mean by what we need to put it out in every single school. The education minister at the beg if they listen to this. We need to get this as a wall marking. Then he write them. Where teacher tell say Bobby don't come out. That teacher therefore be suspended and be driven from the school because now rape. Where teacher tell you say can't find me on the host, I can mark the grade. We need to put 15 or 20 lists. Now every classroom at the back, what do you mean by rape? We need to generalize them. So every school, every part of this country, what we call salon, forget that kind of messaging. Every institution we walk into the institution, you forget like we get a charter, a sexual harassment charter for day on the board. It will be visible. It will be visible. There has to be somebody talk about app. I'm going to talk about app and talk about this. I think say yes. One of the comments I will get on the forum, the person talk say, well, not all man get phone, but wait till we know everybody get WhatsApp. I think Miss Anita, you talk we now get them rape. Josephine, we now get a rape organization them. We now form a general number where Pekin will call in secret a report to rape, where the privacy will be held, then will be protected until we get to that stage where we can prove them, where the investigation can lead in secrecy without the perpetrators knowing. Because when the perpetrators they begin know, and then the intervention they come, when they go begin to talk to the family, they say, hey, Lord, keep this sumu. But if there's a safe space, and again, if there's a safe zone where they begin to go talk, where the investigation will go quietly without the alarm being raised and gather the facts and able to capture the perpetrator, so it will stop this what they are say, oh, na my uncle and they talk to the family. And for the parents, somebody talked at the forum about lockdown and coronavirus and how sexual violence are prevalent within the homes and we of the get. Unfortunately, how do we get to that point? How do we get to the victims? How do we make sure the victims are safe? Now, we don't talk about how we need to start the conversation. Let's talk about solutions. What we need to do as a society for actually able to make man they understand but the consequences of rape. Waiting need for be the deterrent to rape. Waiting the politics need for do. Do we start naming and shaming? Do we start calling people out in high places, naming and shaming? Because one thing I know about salon, I have worked in Sierra Leone. And one of the things that I get conflict with so many people in a salon was the abuse of office. The abuse of men.
Gentlemen, the producer say we have 15 minutes. The producer say we have 15 minutes, just to let you know.
We'll come down to that. The abuse of men in our society. How do we do that? How do we able to stop that? Again, I go across the board and I give 90 seconds to everybody that's speaking at the platform. And I give 90 seconds to everybody. Mr. Thonkla, I start with you.
Fine.
90 seconds. I'll be very strict with time.
I mean, part of the solution, we personally are challenge all human again tonight, and this will get a protest in London where they happen next Thursday. The first thing what we are able to do, why I want the government of Sierra Leone for taking seriously, one, the Sexual Offensive Act 2019 for be changed to Khadija's law. Khadija, that act for be renamed to Khadija's law in Sierra Leone. That an act made that happen, and I will push that to make it happen. That I want, and I will let Bedouin join me and the family of Khadija. That law should be renamed to Khadija's law. That could be part of the education. They go ask why this name is law as Khadija's law. Because of that, they will be part of the education. We'll get educate across the spectrum. Then another thing where I feel say is very, very fundamental is we, the men, the parliamentarians, the judges, the police, the military, the teachers, those top civil servants, where they use promotion for sex, where they use incentive, sex as incentive for promotion. When we start to look at ourselves and mirror, say, do we have integrity? Do we really have integrity? Then this naming and shaming for start from historical cases. Cases what will happen? For start from name and shame, because if we are going to address the future, for start from the past, those who will rape, who got picking them, where these are historical cases, for pull them and name and shame them, right? So I don't want to talk too much because I'm still overwhelmed. I'm still engulfed into emotion, but I am just so pleased tonight and thrilled to waiting. I don't hear it from me brothers and from all the panelists them who don't offer to this program. But so far I will stop there and hand it back to you.
Okay, Mr. Spur, 90 seconds. You don't mute. You don't mute.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ahmed.
Yeah.
Okay. In addition to waiting, Chief Thonkla, they say, I didn't mention somebody they used to wake and talk about for empower the traditional leaders. I've been a part of the team where we work with United Nations, but I see IRC where do the disarmament. But before the disarmament, we engage into something we call community sensitization. Therefore, talk to people there, to bring them back. About them, we don't do them Barbara havoc them. After we bring them back in the community, after the disarmament and the mobilization, we get some tool for what we call child welfare committees. So the NGOs that they go in, they do the good work. So it was the responsibility of government for maintaining child welfare committees and then community them, so that they could follow up on things around child rights, child welfare, their education and everything. Expecting them to report things like this. But all the things they will set up after the war, before the war camp, subsequent government and camp, the community. One of the problem organizers are a lack of continuity. Because the NGO they can go in, they do the good work. The government, not they come in for supporting institution and the community. Then. Secondly, we need for help for promote parental responsibility in a salon. There's something they call compromise integrity, where probably it will link out to poverty. Most parents that can aware say that they abuse them picking them, but because of poverty, they can condole them. Most parents that can not see them picking them, they keep them 16, 15 days, but they condole them because of poverty. So one of the ways we will solve this problem, Albert, is we have to be able to report, supporting and information sharing from grassroots level. And on top of it all, government need to get strong laws for deal with people the way they rape. We need to create a sex offenders register. We need to create the UK side DBS system where people apply for a job, we can able to match you against the record for see if you don't commit any crime in our society, for eliminate you from certain jobs. I'm sorry, I'm not getting enough time. I will not come up with a lot of solutions, but for now, I go stop here now.
Mr. Ahmed Sesay, you get 90 seconds, sir.
Okay, I beg, I want pass because when I give me your contribution, they go off. So I want to hear it from Josephine and Dean. Then
no, because you want to why not with you, madam?
Okay. Well, actually, so far so good. Me, the way forward, I think, say, first of all, my learned friend, Mr. Thonkla, we cannot rename a case an undecided case. If the case has been decided, then there is a well precedent who will go name and Khadija's law. But until the trial, perhaps the person will go innocent. So we don't know. But let us see how we get a precedent from this case. But as I say, we need forget a very serious tripartite approach: the enforcement, and then how to investigate these crimes, because we police them for investigate these crimes, then they compromise a lot. It requires so many forensic, it's a forensic intensive investigation, because you don't go just come, you say, how do you preserve evidence? When they rape you, waiting for do immediately, no go ask, no go tell your uncle say left and for stay tomorrow, anti-cam. You get forget and knowledge, how do you preserve evidence for prosecute? Because the most important is the moment the crime happen, we for try for preserve the evidence. So tell them, say, all waiting well, when I go buy plastic bag, like pull all you tie in a plastic bag. The picking them, elect na village you dey, not touch them, go buy blue plastic bag. You pull your clothes, you draws, all thing, put her inside that plastic bag, you tie them. Then, and that thing that you keep, you bring can free tongue. You bring can at the police have not. So that is mean, then for sure, for preserve evidence for prosecute the perpetrators again. And then secondly, we get for incentivize people and when they come forward. Shalom, once you begin say, will they give whosoever give information for, because picking they know they talk. But when we incentivize people them, just equating Anita be say, the neighbor not to him come lay complain in your own case and McKinney. So incentivize people them where they blow whistle. You know, there's a lot more, but I think that's it. So I get for left for now because I get another meeting waiting at the other side. But so far, so good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Mr. Yamba.
Yeah. I feel say this now a post-war problem. The war, this is the scar of the war which he left for we. During the war, we all see small picking the rape mama way bubonam. Then they force the papa the rape picking. This don't enter into the minds of many. They still believe say the society not change it. They're not able to accept the change. And we get people are within we in the society. Now, most of the people who they cause them problem here and then wire. Then two, we institutions them from the top, and then they exempt any institutions. They all get people who are capable for committing crime here. It is one big man say, but I don't get one small picking. You know the shame, you are over 50. You go date because now 18, 20 years. That's the shame. Now rape to me. So all I will get for educate them picking I say, we know they encourage this style. Yeah, a browser they are now age to age. If you're not 16 or 16, if you're not 20 or 20, of course, MacFoy, you go know this without the talk. Yeah, age matters. The highest gap now 5 years. Minus and then a bully. So all it here not get for addresser. Also, I feel say the bulk of the population are the rural area already. And how we will reach them when at the rural areas? This is not the challenge. Therefore, we got to use we got to dissect the district from chiefdoms to sections. So make sure say we will reach them. I want to go to school because all along when they talk about the school child, what about the other when they go to school? The bulk of the society not go to school at all. At all, they not go to school. So that's why they need to reach. How do they reach them? They get them all, then chiefs and then villages them. That they get to teach inside different languages them how to educate them. They go to audios, videos, play when they see the implication how bad. So therefore, I think it's another reason. Also, the forensic, the lab, what Ahmed say, I just want to re-echo. Now, when they repeat that close way they wear, the man in here and DNA must did it. Minus even the semen in here alone in sweat. So if they're able to take that one and put that together about how we get a system where workable. So these are the big problem. And I make an echo with Mr. Thonkla say, he say even the teachers, sex for grade, this one Mark not they help with. So now make a lot of people and they do well academically. This don't even disturb the girl child because he believes in body fine. In a fine girl, the teacher go sleep with her. And even some job then they so all these are corruption. All these here they affect the society. So therefore, we go educate them. Say this, we need transparency. And if we don't go achieve them, we'll go kill corruption. That way I will take them forward. Say we know they encourage US final Europa speaking for grade. No, you know they work that way. So if I get chance so far, make I give chance to the lady them when I'll get them.
Thank you, Payamba. With Josephine, okay. You give last comment before we go, before I close the program.
Okay, thank you. You know, well,
Anita,
we don't talk Boko, we don't talk how we can handle this situation, the solution. It's good. It's very, very good. One thing when me want to say is it's easy for talk, but we can't for do like a different thing. We get so many organizations, them including new organizations, where they try with best so much for we try for make a difference and tackle me. They just say rape, and they say violence as a whole, because now that's new organization they're about. The obstacles them, it is so much. We also, somebody talk about follow which disgrace the people them, the perpetrators them, is fantastic. But that would be realistic. There are institutional privilege. We wonder whether they are the high and mighty. We all know say right now, Salon no get freedom of speech. How can we shame these people? It's impossible. It's impossible. Then one thing back again, when me organization want do, let us stop for talk about say salon no get money. All this for let we attack this rape issue. We need money. We need for come together and put we head together and contribute and make a difference. We want opened a safe house around the country. Now the village them especially, because when we observe say most of them victims they are dead picking their way they rape. Like how we all don't know say now from home. So they're not getting no side for go. They don't go back inside the same home who side that they rape them. So if we get a home they are so when they don't rape them, they can run the country we. Then they stay to we while we self defect the case for them, then they. You see, so now then they back I want to talk. Then this parenting class, we don't talk last week. This parenting class is really, really important. It's really broad. What means say it's really broad? Now salon we get one grey room outside mama, papa, and pikin they sleep. And when mama and papa they do their business, pikin let door, they see what's in they happened. And when they see what's in they happened, if they go rape on a street, I go kana us. For can't tell in mama and papa say they don't rape me because they don't see what in mama and papa that they do now us. They think say that they are the norms.
Even the
That they are the norms. So now I make I say parenting class. It is very, very important. It's very broad. Beaucoup things and there we need for learn the parents them about parenting class concerning rape. Then I also believe strongly say we for target the ghettos. The ghettos. We get for target them. We need for talk to them. Una demand them. Now this year na to una they send them to. Because now una demand them need for target the ghettos. Una need for talk to them but more than they. Some of them rape their way they commit. Some of them they in high dose of drugs. You understand? So if una target they get to the day, una able for get na their head. Una talk to them. Una go see say tomorrow. Now then go become the police towards them perpetrators there. Now then go deal with the perpetrators there for we before the case reach to police. So they get to them. They una demand that una need for go talk to them, be a mentor to them, and tell them. Because eventually, when I don't be a mentor to them, when I don't walk na their head, when I don't explain to them, then I can make a difference now for go against their perpetrators and they, whether they do then crime they are so. You see? So me, I believe strongly in this mentor. Then I also believe in this parenting class. It's very, very important. And this safe house, we need for building safe house they are. So many picking them. Look them picking them way then they rape. If then talk say back again, like that one way una seen a me video is all 16 years old. When in papa be they rape them. Now the same house they back in the go. Then the rape they repeats. You know, get no sales for go. So then home they are is very, very important. Nevertheless, they say that telephone number they are the day, but we get for no say some of the poorest people them na salon, they not get telephone. How they able call their number then they where they not get telephone. But if place day, a dwelling day, whether they able for one, they not say, hey, if somebody touch me indecent, now that us they are for one, now they go help me. So their home then their safe house, they're very, very important. They need for put them all around the districts them of Sierra Leone. You see?
Thank you, Josephine. Again, we found them for the one that we join the one that we part of this program. These are diaspora voices.
Please, Anita Koroma is on the line. Still, please. She wants to have the last word before you.
She's still there?
Anita, I sent a message. Yeah.
But she's not here.
She's just gone. She was on the line. Apologies.
Okay, because I was looking for her. Anyway, Anita, so like what I say, Miss Anita, thank you very much. And again, Miss Anita, you're welcome to this platform next week. Next week, we'll get more people on the platform. We'll try to do more people on the platform. Again, the topic will be rape, sexual violence in Sierra Leone. It's end the silence, start the conversation. You know, and we clear about what end the violence, end the silence mean. Start the conversation mean the educational part of it. End the silence mean trying to name and shame, making sure it is uncomfortable for those who think rape, sexual abuse, sexual violence is part of our society and is the norm. We get for make it very uncomfortable. And I want to thank all the people that we panelists them, Miss Josephine, Miss Anita, Mr. Thonkla, Mr. Yamba, Mr. Ahmed, Sesay, Mr. Hassan, Spur, and even you, DJ Little, and all the people that don't contribute. We see we get about 200 and something comments in, and the comments are still coming live. And next week, we'll try to get more people there. Again, we're on this topic. This topic is important. It's important because it hinges on the survival of the nation. It hinges on the psychological and the emotional and the physical well-being of the people them, of we mama them, of we future wealth them, of we picking and future wealth, of we can picking and future wealth them. The products that we produce at the society is important. You know, I don't listen to all the solutions we don't get. Again, next week we'll be focused more on what do we need to do. We don't read a lot about naming and shaming. We don't read a lot about educating the communities. But how do we educate? What do we need to do to educate? What programs do we need to put together? And Ms. Anita talked about mentoring our boys. How do we do that? How do we, people with expertise, we're asking, we're begging, come on the program, come on the show. Come, let's discuss, let's have a conversation, let's conversate. And to you again, Mr. Sako Congolese, again, from Diaspora Voices, our heartfelt condolences for the loss of his your daughter, and to the mama who lost in Gal Pekin, we'll say again, heartfelt conversations. We're not there for judge this case in our court. But wait till we know say a young girl lost in life, we don't trigger this whole thing. We don't make a watershed moment for we. And we in the Diaspora Voices, they dedicate ourselves to making sure it's not just a talking show, but an action show. We will come up with solutions, and we are inviting people to come up with solutions. And I'm happy for saying one of the guests that will come on Monday next week, in name Faith, and they run an organization called Melkos Mission. Faith Okafor Smart. That's somebody who I know very, very well. That's somebody very close and dear to my heart. That's somebody who I know in mind, I know in spirit. That's somebody who I know for the last 20 years, he don't dedicate himself for support the most vulnerable and within society as alone. As somebody I know say, don't give up in time, wholeheartedly and fully. And as somebody who gets knowledge on the issue of sexual violence within a disadvantaged community. As somebody we care about in people that we care about in country. And somebody we call the patriots of the Republic of Sierra Leone. We're going to be honored for getting on this program next Monday. Again, I say, I like the idea of a sexual register. You know, I like the idea of a sexual register. I like the idea of naming and shaming. You know, there was something done in England years ago where they wanted to deal with prostitution. The government said they arrest prostitutes them, street women them, mainly women are the victims them, then they can't go lock them up. And when the government want to deal with that, we want to get rid of prostitution, they want to deal with them for reduce them to a manageable level, then change the law. And what's the law? The law on cab crawling. It become, if they catch you a man, they go pay prostitute on the street, you go tap the street prostitute. First thing what the police they do, they inform your employer. Say don't catch you, you run after prostitute them. Now street. Second thing what they do, then they sack you in a working place. Third thing what they do, then they put you name na offenders register for saying that somebody is a sexual predator. Waiting that do automatically is shift the responsibility from the woman then to the man then. Cab crawling in London, in the first 6 months they introduced her, it dropped by 80% because the women were not victimized twice anymore. The men who were the perpetrators of cab crawling, now then get the brunt of the law. What they try for say, if we begin name and shame them people, if we begin publish them, name them, if we begin tell them we can place them, if we begin put out the committee say, Pa Joe, Pa Lamina, Pa Brahma, Pa Santigi, Pa Alusine, Pa Momodu, now rapist, it don't go attack social person. The consequences for a family, the deterrent they make them begin think twice before they act. I'm not saying it will solve the rape problem, but what it will definitely do, it will begin give most of the people who commit this offense a second thought. If we begin publish the name of their lecturers at their college and university, them, when they chase we sister them, we picking them for sex when they give them grade, we're going to see bright picking them, they punish them. If they not sleep with them, no get the right mark. If we begin name them and the institution and begin sack them, if we make sure that there is no safe haven for perpetrators of this crime, now one major way that day we'll go begin tackle them. I want to say thank you very much from all the viewers and the one who participate online. Again, we're there again 7:30 next week. We'll continue on the same topic, end the silence, start the conversation. But the topic next week will be based on solutions and what we need to do with the bottom-up approach for make sure that this is to just talk, now action. How do we action what we've talked about in terms of solutions? Thank you very much. God bless you all. God bless you, producer, and God bless you now all. My name is Alusine MacFoy, and this now all our politics. Thank you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Before they even be somebody, just because we want to collect them bride price. Sierra Leone gets a danger right now, and if we not work together as one people, we Sesay now we the destroy we picking them. No, we not be the one where they kill we picking them before they even be somebody, just because we want to collect them bride price.
It's nice to play on the beat. Picking them not the fish or leader. Picking them but then we have no plan. Then we land for the tricks and ride. If we like to come together and have fighting like a present the right way, so don't go post for a bright future. That was in the school, it goes up with a crew, then go to fight with them big tomorrow. That was separate them, the early marriage, if you share, it ain't giving trauma. Hands up, now we got the kingdom, because every future leaders, hands up, now we treat them right. Hands up, now we got the kingdom, because every future leaders, hands up, now we treat them right. One run on the scene, what in the state, the life ain't danger. Na 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 na. That was not the abuse now. That was not for pretending. If you educate, you got thinking at the end of the day, you go precious like diamond. This ain't Beyonce. Hands up, that's my Beyonce. Hands up, David Sanfase. Hands up, Nelly, Mama, Nelly, Wata. I've been on the illegal man. Hands up, now we got the kingdom, because they're the future leaders. Hands up, now we treat them right. Hands up, now we got the kingdom, because they're the future leaders. Hands up, now we treat them right.
We come for tell una say, what's in the happen to we picking them in terms of early marriage, in terms of teenage pregnancy, in terms of prostitution, in terms of rape, in terms of violence against women. And the beg now, we work together, now we stop them.
one for protect the pikin. The money when they give you for the price now 2 months is the last way. That's if you give them boko. And that's waiting His Excellency don't promise say anybody will rape in this country they will go jail for life.
Hands up, now we got to kill them because every future leaders. Hands up, now we chase and run. Hands up, now we got to kill them because every future leaders. Hands up, now we chase and run.
We want to bring to the